So today we will start with the chapter reciprocating pump. Reciprocating pump. So first of all, we will take the introduction of about the reciprocating pump. So if the mechanical energy is converted into hydraulic energy by sucking the liquid into a cylinder in which a piston is reciprocating, which exerts the thrust on the liquid and increase its hydraulic energy, the pump known as reciprocating pump. Okay, so we already know that all of our pumps will suck the water from some sump. Okay, all of our pump will convert the liquid will increase, you can say you will increase the hydraulic energy of the liquid. Okay, but what is the difference here in the reciprocating pump? In the reciprocating pump, that action is done by the reciprocating motion inside of a piston inside a cylinder. So your piston will reciprocate inside a cylinder and which exerts the thrust on the liquid. So your piston will exert some thrust on the liquid and increase its hydraulic energy. So that's why it is called as the reciprocating pump, because here increase in the hydraulic energy is done by the reciprocating motion of the piston. Okay, so although a centrifugal pump also does increase the hydraulic energy, but in case of reciprocating pump, that should be handled by the reciprocating motion of the piston. Okay, so that's why it is a reciprocating pump. So here in this diagram also, this is the diagram. You can see your liquid is at some. Okay, so here is the same suction pipe. Here is same delivery pipe as we have in our other pump also. Like in a centrifugal pump also we have this thing. Okay, so liquid enters in the sump, enters to the sump in this pipe. Okay, and will goes to here in the piston. When goes to here in the cylinder, when your piston will move on this side, your piston, due to reciprocating motion, your piston will move on this side. Okay, on the right hand side, and your liquid from the sump will suck into the cylinder. Okay, due to the motion of this crank, we have crank, connecting rod, everything. So we will see the working, how it will work later on. Okay, so due to this motion, your piston will reciprocate inside that, and there is a suction and delivery that's going on in each and every stroke. How this will be there, how the working will be there, we will see later on in this chapter. Okay, so first we will see one or two properties of this reciprocating pump we have. So reciprocating pump is a positive displacement kind of pump. Earlier when we done the classification of the pump, we have seen the positive displacement pump. So your reciprocating pump is a positive displacement kind of pump. And your reciprocating pump operates on the principle of actual displacement or pushing of liquid by piston over the plunger and execute reciprocating motion in closely fitted cylinder. So you have a closely fitted cylinder, your piston is there in this closely fitted cylinder. Okay, and this what is the principle of reciprocating pump? So there is actual displacement of piston, which push the water, which push the liquid, okay, with the help of plunger and everything, and execute the reciprocating motion in this cylinder. So due to this reciprocating motion of the piston in this cylinder, your liquid will get some pushing effect and will get energy to reach in the delivery pipe up to some higher height. Okay, so this is the principle of your reciprocating pump. So now what are the components of your reciprocating pump? So components of a reciprocating pump. Components of reciprocating pump. So the main components of reciprocating pump are: number one, cylinder with piston and plunger. So we have seen we have a cylinder. So there is a piston inside the cylinder. In the previous slide, let's see. The previous slide we have seen there is a piston, there is a cylinder, there is a piston. Okay, piston, or we can also say as a plunger in the cylinder. Okay, so cylinder with piston or plunger. So here we have a piston over a plunger reciprocate in a closely fitted cylinder. Okay, so the first component is cylinder with a piston or plunger. The second component we have crank and connecting rod. Crank and connecting rod. So what is this? In this diagram you will see here we have the crank, here we have the crank, and this is our connecting rod. Okay, this is a crank and connecting rod. So the crank and connecting rod mechanism is operated by the power source which gives rotary motion to the crank. Okay, so we will give some power source we have. The power source will give some rotary motion to the crank. So here you will see here in the diagram you will see we have this rotary motion for this crank. So this crank by some power source, let's say you have some motor, okay, so that will operate this reciprocating pump. Okay, so due to the motion of that motor, so this crank will also rotate it. Okay, so due to rotation of this crank, so this connecting rod will also reciprocate in this direction. Okay, and in this direction when it comes back. Okay, and due to the motion of this connecting rod, your piston will be pushed away, pushed in the right side or left hand side as per the motion. Okay, so crank and connecting rod mechanism is operated by some power source which give rotary motion to your crank. So that rotary motion is to be converted into reciprocating motion of the piston with the help of connecting rod. So connecting rod will convert the rotary motion of the crank into the reciprocating motion of the piston. So second component we have the crank and connecting rod. Now the third component we have is the suction pipe. So what is suction pipe? One end of the suction pipe remains deep in the liquid and other end attached to the inlet of the cylinder. So one end, so our suction pipe has two ends. One end is there in the sump, one end is dipped in the sump, and other end is attached to the inlet of the cylinder, as in this diagram you will see here. So this is the your inlet pipe, this is the suction pipe. One end of suction pipe is there in the sump and other end is connected to the inlet. Okay, so this is your suction pipe. This is the third component we have. You can also see in this diagram again. So you again have the diagram. So this is your crank. Okay, so rotary motion, the crank will do the rotary motion with some help of some power source. Okay, so connecting rod will convert this rotary motion into reciprocating motion of the piston. So as your crank will be on this side, as your crank will be moved up to this side. Okay, now it becomes straight, and this connecting rod will be at this position, and your piston will be now at this position in the cylinder. Okay. And now again, due to the inertia or due to the motion of the power source, so your crank is again moving at this point, and at the same time your connecting rod will be now at some going to this side, and your piston will move on this side and comes here. Okay, so due to the reciprocating motion of your piston, your water, your liquid can able to enter in the cylinder and can able to deliver to the delivery site. Okay, so there are some more terms and names are here. So you can see in the diagram. So we already done this. This is the crank, this is the connecting rod. Here we have the cylinder. Here we have the piston rod. This is the piston rod, and here we have the piston. Okay, so this is your suction pipe. So in the suction pipe we have this suction valve. This is the suction valve. Okay, whenever the suction valve is open, water or liquid can able to enter, and whenever the suction valve is closed, the liquid cannot be able to enter in the cylinder. Similarly, we have the delivery pipe here. We have the delivery pipe here. This is able to deliver the water to some height, and here we have the delivery valve. So when delivery valve is open, your water can able to goes in the delivery pipe. Otherwise, it will not able to go in the delivery pipe. Okay. And here we have two names, IDC and ODC. What is this IDC and ODC? IDC is your inner dead center. IDC is your inner dead center, and ODC is outer dead center. Inner dead center and outer dead center. So this is the innermost point for the crank and the outermost point for the crank. Your crank will rotate, and this is the last point up to where your crank can go. So that is the called as the ODC, outer dead center. And this point up to the inside, how much your crank can go. So that is your inner dead center. So difference between the inner dead center and outer dead center, you will see here is the if your crank, the length of your crank is R. If length of your crank is R, so it's like a radius. It is like a radius, that how much circular motion, how much rotary motion it will do, the circle made by the crank. So you know this length, if this length is R, so the difference between IDC and ODC will be 2R. So length between IDC and ODC will be 2R. It means this length, which will be the length which is covered by our crank, is 2R. Okay. And this is the same length as the cylinder, because your piston can able to move only this length, which will be traveled by this crank, because crank can be on this and up to this. Okay, so this is the length which can be covered by the piston. So length of the cylinder is also L. So length of the cylinder is actually the length which is covered by the distance which is covered by your, or it is the displacement which is done by your piston. So that is again the same, the length of your cylinder. Okay. And about heads, we already done about heads in the centrifugal pump chapter. Similar to here. So here we call it the HS. HS is from some top level of the sum to the center of our cylinder. So that is HS, suction lift. Okay. And here we have HD. HD is discharge lift. So it is starting from the center of your cylinder up to the topmost level of the liquid in the tank. Okay. So this HD, discharge lift. Oh, okay. So along with the component, we have discussed cylinder with piston, plunger, crank, suction pipe. Okay. Similarly, there are more components. The next is the delivery pipe. So delivery pipe is one end of the delivery pipe is attached at the outlet of the cylinder. So at the outlet of the cylinder, one end is there, and other end is at the discharge point, where we have to discharge our water up to the height where we want that our water should be reached, our liquid should be reached. So another point is at there. Okay. The fifth component is suction and delivery valves. So we have seen in the diagram there are suction and delivery valves. The suction and delivery valves are provided at the suction end and the delivery end. So there is suction valve in the suction end and delivery valve at the delivery end of the cylinder respectively. These valves are the non-return valve. So I have already told you. So whenever these valves are closed, no liquid should enter to other side. Okay. So when water or liquid enters to this suction pipe, okay, so if this is closed, that liquid should not enter on this side, and once the liquid is enter here, that cannot able to go back. So it is a non-return valve. It cannot able to return back to the liquid. Similarly, once the liquid passes through this delivery pipe, it should not able to go back. Okay, so this is the non-return type of valve. So here we have the 5 components of your reciprocating pump. The first is your cylinder with piston and plunger. Second is crank with connecting rod. Third is suction pipe. Fourth is your delivery pipe, and fifth is suction and delivery valves. So major 5 components we have. Okay. So now you can classify reciprocating pump in 3 categories. You can classify your pump in 3 ways. You cannot say the categories. You can classify your reciprocating pump according to 3 ways, according to 3 types. Okay, 3 ways. 3 तरीकों से आप लोग कर सकते हैं. The first is according to the working principle. So according to the working principle, your pump, your reciprocating pump can be either suction pump or either force pump, either suction pump or either force pump. In the suction pump means it works on the principle of suction. It will take the water, it will take the liquid from the sun by only suction pressure it will create. Okay. In the force pump, we have some another kind of motor or something that which helps in taking the suction. Okay. Without any help, so only suction pressure is there. So it's called as a suction pump. In the force pump, you will take help from some outside that will take water to the suction pipe. So that is a force pump. हम forcefully वो काम करवा रहे हैं. Okay. The second category, the second way in which we can divide is according to piston slide. So according to piston slide, we can categorize our reciprocating pump either single acting reciprocating pump or either double acting reciprocating pump. I think we will see in the next slides, okay, how this will be there. Single acting reciprocating pump or double acting reciprocating pump. How this will be possible, we will see. Third is according to the number of cylinder. According to the number of cylinder, we can also categorize reciprocating pump according to number of cylinder. So your reciprocating pump can be either single cylinder pump, either double cylinder pump, or either triple cylinder pump. So if there is only one cylinder, we will say it as single cylinder pump. If there are 2 cylinders in the reciprocating pump, we will say it as double cylinder. If there are 3 cylinders, then we will say it as a triple cylinder pump. How this can be possible, we will see. Okay, so this is your classification of reciprocating pump. So the first classification that we have seen, first type of classification which we can do for this reciprocating pump is your according to working principle. So according to working principle, either your pump is suction pump. Suction pump means the reciprocating pump which raise the liquid by suction only are called as suction pumps. So where only suction pressure is only responsible to take the water from the sump to the pump level. So these pumps raise liquid through small height only. Okay, because as there is only a single factor which is responsible to take water, so this cannot be used where some large height is there, some large deep well is there. Okay, so we can take only water from some smaller height. Okay, so if water available to me is at some not so much deeper level, then I can use this type of pump. Okay, the maximum height to which the liquid is raised cannot be higher than barometric reading, that is 10 meter of water. Okay, so also this cannot able to deliver the water to some higher height. Okay, only up to 10 meter of the water barometric reading height. So this can be possible. We cannot use for very large height. Okay. Next is forced pump. So reciprocating pump which lifts the liquid by means of pressure are known as forced pump. So we require some extra pressure. We can some extra motor or something that. Okay, which is required, which takes the water from the sump and deliver to very large height. So these can be used to generate very high pressure. So extra pressure will be generated, extra suction pressure and extra delivery pressure will be generated by the force pump. So reciprocating pumps usually means force pump. because we are not in the day-to-day life, we are not dealing with such a low pressure, with such a low head. Okay, so mostly our reciprocating pump, when we talk about the reciprocating pump, that is actually we are talking about force pump, because we have some kind of force, extra force we have to apply. Simple type of suction pressure pump are not so much used in general in day-to-day life. So mostly reciprocating, when I will use the word reciprocating pump, that means force pump. Some extra pump will also be used to take the water from very deeper level to very higher height. Okay. Next classification is according to the piston slides. So according to piston slides, we have three kinds. Not so three. That is two kinds of pump. That is single acting reciprocating pump and double acting reciprocating pump. So single acting and double acting reciprocating pump. What is the difference between the single acting reciprocating pump and double acting reciprocating pump? So if the liquid is filled only on one side of the piston, then we will say as the single acting reciprocating pump. So here we have only one suction and one delivery pipe, just like the diagram we have seen earlier. Okay, so here the diagram we have seen earlier is like this. So there the liquid will enter only from this side, no liquid enter from this side. Liquid are entering from this side, and there is only one suction pipe and one delivery pipe. Okay, liquid enter only from here. Okay, when piston moves on this side, when piston moves from left to right, liquid will enter here only on this side, not on this side. Okay, so this is your single acting reciprocating pump. So there is only one suction and one delivery pipe. Similarly, there are double acting reciprocating pump. Double acting reciprocating pump means if there are two suction and two delivery pipe. So the liquid is received on both sides of the piston in a cylinder and is delivered to the respective delivery pipe. Okay, so just see in this diagram. So in this diagram, liquid either can enter from this suction pipe and liquid can either enter from this suction pipe. When your piston moving from left to right, okay, when your piston is moving from left to right, so here is the suction stroke, there is suction stroke for this pipe. Liquid is entering from this. When piston is going from left to right, there is a suction stroke here. Water will be entered from this side. Okay, and this liquid here is pushes to the delivery side. Water is going to the delivery pipe. Okay, liquid is going in the delivery pipe. So suction stroke is going on this side and delivery stroke is going on this side. Okay. Similarly, when your piston moves from right to left, then suction stroke is going on this side and delivery stroke is happening on this side. Okay, so these in this piston work in both the direction. In both the direction, your suction stroke is there. In both the direction, delivery stroke is there. Okay, in the single cylinder reciprocating pump, there is only one stroke is there where suction is going on. There is other stroke within delivery is going on. Okay, so that will not give the continuous supply of the liquid. But here, this type of pump will give you continuous supply of the liquid as delivery is going on in when your piston is going from left to right from here, and when piston moves from right to left, then delivery is given by this side. Okay, so at each and every stroke there is delivery stroke, and each and every stroke is the suction stroke. Okay, so here one side of the piston becomes a suction side and other side acts as the pressure side, or you can say the delivery side in the case of double acting reciprocating pump. So this is the diagram for the double acting reciprocating pump. Okay. So according to the piston slides, we can divide our reciprocating pump into two categories: single acting reciprocating pump and double acting reciprocating pump. So in the double acting reciprocating pump, there is a second arrangement also that can be possible for this. The arrangement we have seen in the previous slide is this one. There is another arrangement that can be possible. This is like this one. If we have single suction pipe and single delivery pipe, and this is a double acting, so then it doesn't mean that your double acting reciprocating pump can always have two suction pipe and two delivery pipe. This cannot be. You can also make double acting reciprocating pump with single suction pipe and single delivery pipe. Okay, so in this arrangement there is only one suction pipe and one delivery pipe. Each pipe is connected to the ends of the cylinder. So this is the one suction pipe. Okay, so when your piston moves from left to right, okay, so here is the liquid which enters in this suction pipe goes on this side and it enters from here. Okay, and the liquid which is already present here will go in the delivery pipe. Okay, and it enters from the delivery pipe from here. Okay, so similarly when this piston moves from right to left. Okay, so water or liquid which enters the suction pipe through this will enter here and goes on this side in the suction pipe and will enter in the suction pipe from this here, and the liquid which is already here go in the delivery pipe through this, and so here is a delivery. So with single suction pipe and single delivery pipe also we can have the double acting reciprocating pump. Okay, so this is arrangement, second arrangement for the double acting reciprocating pump. Okay, now the third type of classification which we can do according to the number of cylinder. So according to the number of cylinder, either we can have single cylinder reciprocating pump. We can have single cylinder reciprocating pump according to the number of slides, number of the cylinders. So if there is only one cylinder, then it is called a single cylinder pump. So the up to now which we have seen, जो भी हमने देखे हैं, जितने भी हमने पंप देखे, those are all single cylinder pump. Either this is there, this is only single cylinder pump, single cylinder reciprocating pump. Similarly, this double acting, this is also single cylinder reciprocating pump because as there is only one cylinder. Similarly, here also we have one cylinder only. Okay, so there is only one cylinder, that is called as a single cylinder pump, and the pump can be either single acting or double acting. So single cylinder pump is either single acting or double acting, which we have seen in the previous slides. Okay, now the double cylinder reciprocating pump. Double cylinder reciprocating pump means if two cylinders are connected to the same shaft, is called as the double acting or two throw pump. As you see in this diagram, so we have two cylinders. Okay, so two cylinders. These two cylinders having different piston, having different connecting rod. Okay, and this is connected to the same response. Okay, means when there is a delivery, when there is a inlet on this side, the delivery on this side. Okay, so in both of the rotation of the crank, you can say in the single rotation of the crank. Okay, so in one cylinder suction stroke is going on, in another cylinder delivery stroke is going on. So because it is connected with a single crank, so single crank, the shape of the crank here we have like this. Okay, so if on one side it is delivery stroke, if another side is suction stroke. Okay, so both can be possible. So the phase angle we can say is here 180 degree. The phase angle between these is 180 degree. If one we have suction and another we have delivery. So we can do the phase angle between the crank. So that should be 180 degree here. Okay. So each cylinder consists of its own suction as well as delivery pipe. So both the cylinder have its own suction and own delivery pipe. So your crank set at 180 degree to each other, and are connected to the two pistons. So both of the two pistons are connected with a single crank. Okay, so crank में जो हमने phase angle and we have set our crank in such a way that 180 degree will be possible. Okay, so this is the double cylinder. Similarly, we can also have the triple cylinder and more. You will see in this diagram. In this diagram, you will see we have three cylinder. We have three cylinder connecting to a single crank. So when there is a suction stroke in one pipe, it is delivery stroke in the other. Okay, this is the same. This is for the double cylinder. Double cylinder में हमारा यही हो रहा था. Okay, double cylinder की बात चल रही है अभी. Thus the liquid is delivered to the delivery pipe during each stroke of the piston. तो हर stroke में आपका delivery side में water और liquid जा रहा है. So this is for the double cylinder. Now for the triple cylinder reciprocating pump. So when reciprocating pump have three cylinders, it is known as the triple cylinder or three throw pump. Okay. So now here the crank of each pump are set at 120 degree to each other. Okay. So here we have 3. So 360 divided by 3 is now 120. In the previous case 360 divided by 2 is 180. So your crank are set to each other at 120 degree. So your crank is you have a single crank and each piston or each cylinder is connected with a crank at the phase angle of 120 degree. Okay, so there is a continuous supply of the liquid, continuous supply of the water to the delivery side. Okay, so this is your triple cylinder reciprocating pump. Okay, so I think that's all for today. Okay, so next the working and other things we will see in the next lecture. Thank you.